Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great summer. I unfortunately will not be in Brookline this Shabbos, but I hope everyone will have a good Shabbos, whether you're here, you're traveling, enjoying the summer wherever you may be. I look forward to seeing everyone as soon as possible. This parsha is Parshas Pinchas, and we are getting close to the end of the book of Bamidbar, and thus the end of the major events that the Jewish people experienced in the 40 years in the wilderness. And in this week's parsha, Hashem instructs Moshe after his request to take Yoshua and to publicly appoint him in front of the people to be the next leader. We are beginning the transition to the next generation that will lead the people in the land of Israel. Vayomar Hashem el Moshe, and Hashem tells Moshe, Kach lecha es Yehoshua ben Nun, Ish asher ruach bo, take Yehoshua, Joshua, the man, the person with great spirit, V'samachta es yadcha alav, and you shall literally physically place your hand or your hands upon him, and there shall be a ceremony, a public ceremony in front of everyone that you are appointing him to be the next leader. This is the source of the concept and of the phrase of smicha, of ordination, rabbinic ordination. The Gemara says that we derive the general idea from this parsha, though not all the details. It's not necessary for a teacher to physically place his hands upon his student, but the idea is the same and is still referred to as smicha, as resting, as laying, the laying of the hands of Moshe onto Yehoshua. The Rambam writes in the beginning of the fourth parak of Hilchos Sanhedrin, Moshe Rabbeinu samach Yehoshua biyad. Moshe Rabbeinu appointed by laying his hands upon Yehoshua. V'chein hashivim zakenim, Moshe Rabbeinu samcham. And similarly, the 70 elders of that generation, Moshe Rabbeinu appointed by, again, placing his hands upon them. V'shar salem shechina, and the divine presence descended and dwelled upon them. V'osam hazakenim samchu lacherem, v'acherem lacherem, and then those elders appointed others into the next generation, and then the next generation appointed through smicha, the next generation. V'nimsu hasmuchim, ish mipi ish, ad beis dino shel Yoshua, v'ad beis dino shel Moshe Rabbeinu. And thus it emerges that anyone who has smicha is connected back to the Beis Din, the court of Yoshua, and ultimately back to the court of Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, the truth is, this direct smicha, person to person, we no longer have. It was ended due to persecutions and the difficulties of Jewish history. But the idea of transmitting, of passing on the tradition of a connection between teacher and student obviously is still core to the essence of Judaism. We are all both at different points of our lives, both student and teacher, teacher and student simultaneously. And thus this incident, this scene with Moshe and Yoshua is of great significance, even if you do not have smicha. And what did Hashem tell Moshe Rabbeinu to do? V'ha'amadata oso lifnei Elazar kohen lifnei kol ha'ida, and you shall stand Yoshua in front of the entire congregation, v'tzivisa oso leinehem, and you shall command him before their eyes. You shall instruct Yoshua what his responsibilities are, what his duties are as the leader. V'nasata mehodcha alav, and you shall place your glory upon him. Some understand this to mean that by doing this, people will come to respect, be in awe of Yoshua. They'll see him as an extension of you. Your glory will be upon him. Rashi, quoting the Medrash, says it means that Moshe Rabbeinu transferred some of the glow, the actual light that would come off of his face. He transferred that to Yehoshua. The giving of smicha to Yoshua and every act of teaching, of connection between teacher and student, the way the Torah is absorbed and learnt and fulfilled, there are two aspects. V'tzivisa oso le'einehem, and Moshe, you shall command him. You shall teach him the mitzvos, what his duties are, what his responsibilities are. For us, we learn what we are supposed to do as Jews, how to be good, observant Jews. We learn halachos, details, what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do, when to do it, when not to do it, information, data. V'nasata meyehodcha alav. And Moshe Rabbeinu, there was also, it wasn't enough to tell Yehoshua what to do. The connection between Moshe and Yoshua, between Rebbe and Talmud, between teacher and student, was also to be a transfer of glory, of some of Moshe Rabbeinu's spiritual personality. There was a meeting between the two of them, and it rubbed off, so to speak, on Yehoshua. And so to each of us, focusing on our role as students, we are always students for our entire lives. We are always learning, wanting to grow. And we need to find sources for vitziviso so leinehem. Sources to learn, people to learn from, books to read, websites to look at, to browse, or listen to. And that's easy to find out what to do, what is the halacha, the do's and the don'ts, the details. But there's something much more than that. That is also important. We also have to always be growing in our vitzivisa so leinehem of halacha, of mitzvahs, etc. But we also have to be growing in v'nasata mehodcha alav, to find sources, to find, generally that means people, real living people that we can come in contact with. It can be someone who's more in the role of a teacher, or it can be inspiring friends, absolutely, that will increase our glory, that we see the glory upon someone else and we want it to rub off on us. Indeed, Yehoshua carried with him the rest of his life the hod, the glory of Moshe. There was some of Moshe inside of him. And the truth is, we all carry the glory of others, whether it is the hod, the spiritual glory, the glow of our parents, of grandparents, of teachers, of other dear friends and loved ones, the people who really have touched us, who have inspired us, who have made a mark on us, and they are still with us, they are still upon us. And we seek to find more people that can do that, that can inspire us, that we can grow from. And we should know, we should think about, it's an amazing thing to think about, the people that we carry with us, that we have merged with to some degree. And you should know that that hod, that glory, when we carry sparks of, again, whether it's our parents or grandparents, teachers, friends, we carry the sparks that they carried. They were inspired by others. They were connected to others. And in that way, we all carry just a little bit of the hod, the glory, going all the way back to Yehoshua and to Moshe. We too are in the Parsha. We have received both vitziviso so leinehem. We have received the mitzvos through our tradition. We have received the mitzvos, the commands, what is our duty, responsibility. We have received that directly from Moshe Rabbeinu. And so too, we carry with us the glory, the spiritual glow, the hod of those who have touched us. And including in that is indeed with all of us, a drop, a spark of the glory of Moshe Rabbeinu. We all have that inside of us, just like Yehoshua. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.